This is Alyssa with Moments of Magic Travel and the Universe of Magic podcast, which we are talking about the behind the scenes tour up next.
Well, hello and welcome to episode 33 of the Universe of Magic podcast. I mean, we've made it this far. You're with us, so thanks for watching. Anyway, everything we do is brought to you by Moments of Magic Travel, momentsofmagictravel.com. Be sure to check us out, find an agent near you. And of course, we have at the table, we're joined by three other spectacular agents from Moments of Magic Travel. We have our very own Alyssa Dunham.
Hello.
She's ready with the pose. And there's our good friend Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And of course, we have a guest agent. This is our very first podcast. Promise her we go easy on her. Jessica, I do this with every guest. How do we pronounce your last name so we don't mess up?
It is Solomon.
Oh, easy enough. All right.
Easy.
I could have been. I did mess up the title slide earlier. But anyway, so couple of Disney items to get to. Saint Iger is staying on for 2 more years. I think we called it, didn't we, guys?
Yeah, he's got a lot to do. He's got a lot to clean up.
Good old Bob. So I think we can liken it to the bench is kind of shallow as far as people that can replace him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it comes down to.
I have to say, I just finished his book, and all the stuff that they put him through to become the CEO. I can only imagine it's 10 steps more than even that, because I think he was put through the ringer, ended up being an amazing fit, but now they're kind of like, we can't screw this up again. So
they put you through an American Gladiators gauntlet where you have Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck just shooting things at you, media controversies and all the other things that he's walked through because of Chapek. But anyway,
there's so much going on, from Disney Plus to the whole battle with Florida right now. I mean, there's just so much going on that I just don't see how they can let him go in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
They need some stability there. They need some leadership and someone that they trust. And obviously he's proven himself many times over the years.
Yeah. So as my kitten stepped on my keyboard and locked me out. Hopefully I'm still there. I am. So okay. Yes, this one. Anyway, the other news is the Disney Treasure now has, what do they call it? That they released today on the Disney Parks blog. What's
the characters?
Yes, the characters. So Peter Pan and Captain Hook have graced the cover, and we'll put a picture in courtesy of Disney Parks blog right at this mark here.
It goes with the whole treasure aspect, right?
Yeah.
So I'm so excited. I was literally telling with it it's coming out next year, right? Or is it
24?
Yeah,
2024.
2024.
24.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of fun. There's all kinds of fun rumors all over the internet.
Yeah, but that means really in the next 6 months, though, we're gonna get the full picture of everything, the rooms, the dining, the everything. So I'm really excited for what we're about to find out. If that was feel like just a little taste, and they're getting ready to announce a lot more.
Absolutely.
So I really do think I really, everything I've heard about the Wish, and I cannot wait to experience it in October, but I'm really excited to see what they do with this ship. So you're on the clock, Disney. I mean, Universal's coming with their fourth little theme park. I mean, you've got the cruise stuff down, so let's see what you got. Anyway, that's going to transition us into our topic this week. We're going to be talking about magical extras.
Enchanting extras.
Enchanting extras. It's been a long day, so I do apologize. Alyssa, you're kind of the captain of the ship. I love that transition.
Nice.
So why don't
she is a treasure.
She is a treasure.
She is our treasure.
She is our treasure, and we shall never forget that.
Buttering me up tonight. I appreciate that.
Yes. So where do we even begin? There's so much that they offer at Disney World. I mean, you can literally, park admission included on most of them, but there's a lot that you can do if you're tired of riding the rides, which I don't know why you would.
So I think that, giving a little backstory, Jessica and I just got back 2 weeks ago now from
2 weeks.
From an age education program at Walt Disney World, where they hosted us and they gave us 2 park days to go experience things. And I think our big purpose in those 2 park days was to go experience things we had never done before, either of us.
Yep.
So, and that included some of these enchanting extras. So, which was really, really awesome. Like, I feel like it was a whole new experience. I don't know how you felt, Jessica.
No, totally. I had experienced one of the 2 that we did, but it was like a decade ago or longer. And things have clearly changed since then. But the first one we did, I had not experienced before.
And so good. So we had our training, which was awesome, by the way. And I feel like we still have so much to share, but it was really cool to see Disney. One of the little tidbits that we can share is that Disney is going back to their most magical place on Earth. I'm not screwing that up, right, with Disneyland?
No, that is correct.
Okay, just checking. So they're going back to that, and I think that when you think of Disney, a lot of people do the complaining of, oh, look at the dollar signs, look at Genie Plus, now I have to be on my phone. But when you think of these like enchanting extras, there's just so much to do that does kind of create the magic and things you wouldn't have even heard of. So, and we're going to dive into the ones that we did and discuss everything else that Disney offers. But it was just really cool to do that, to do the behind the scenes tour with you. And then I went back to Epcot a few days later with some friends, and we went on Living with the Land, and I was like telling them everything that I learned, which was really exciting. And that was just a whole new experience. Especially for us frequent Disney goers, where we easily could probably do the same thing over and over again. But I'm like looking at this list of all the enchanting extras that they offer, and we could spend so many trips trying to cover all of it.
Yes.
So anyway, but so I think what I thought we would do is we go into all the ones that we offer, and then Jessica and I will go into a deep dive of the things that we did this
Go for it.
So so let's start actually with the tours. So everything can be booked at midnight 60 days before your check-in day. I think a lot of people think it can be booked with dining, but you've already missed out 6 hours later. So so they got the tours. Have you guys done any of the other tours, like Savor the Savannah, Caring for Giants, Keys to the Kingdom?
So I have done Behind the Seeds, Keys to the Kingdom, Wild Africa Trek, and a VIP tour.
Dang, Jeff.
I've done those 4. Well,
where's my sounder?
Yeah, the VIP
Jeffrey
tour,
tour.
The VIP tour was compliment of our own Leslie, with Moments of Magic.
That's right. I heard she did that.
She is magical.
She bought that for us a few years ago, which was unreal. The Wild Africa Trek I've done a couple times, Keys to the Kingdom once, and then Behind the Seeds a couple times. So those are the ones that I did that can fill in the gaps for the ones you guys maybe haven't.
I'm going to say I did the Caring for Giants last year with my family.
That's the elephant one, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. That's so funny, because I always joke that we always forget Animal Kingdom when we go to the parks, but they're actually the park with the most enchanting extras to do the most tours.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So you could easily spend a whole day just filling in the day with that stuff, which is awesome. How was the Caring for Giants?
My family really enjoyed it. So it was, I think, an hour, just like the Behind the Scenes. We got to go backstage, get on a little bus, and it took us out to the Savannah back behind where the safari goes through, or the Kilimanjaro safaris. And so we got to be a little bit closer to the elephants. We were lucky. There was a few elephants out there that day, and they were the boys. So they were playing and rough and tumbling. So that was fun. And our guide was awesome. He just gave us a lot of like information about Animal Kingdom Lodge, just all the animals, how they're cared for. We drove by where they're cared for, where they see the vets and get, their nails taken care of, where they eat.
Spa day for elephants.
Yeah, their spa day. Yeah, that's exactly right. So you're not getting to touch them or anything, but you're much closer to them. And like I said, we got to see them rough and tumble out there. So that was pretty cool.
It's awesome.
And some of these tours, I think Caring for Giants is one, Behind the Scenes was one, that they're like, by Disney standards, cheap. Like,
yes, very cheap.
It's between 30 and $40. Yeah.
And then if you have that Disney Visa, you get what did we get, like 10% off or something? 15, I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember, but
which is really incredible. I was pleasantly surprised by that. So again, adding all that extra. And yes, there's a price tag, but like, come on, like all this extra stuff for $30 a person, totally handle that.
Plus, I have like, so I mean, for when I bring my older nephew, Ethan, who's just a farm boy in general, like you bring him to, I mean, Living with the Land was one of his favorite rides, and it's like one of those ones that like I can skip it. Because it's just like it's prime nap time for me. But
skip it. That's blasphemy.
Well, but I'm also a figment. I'm also a figment apologist. So I mean, I have my cross to bear. But at the same time, like I could see the value of it because, like, again, it's something that like really piques his interest. It's not just a techie ride, or not. It's not something where we have to like stare at our phones. It's something where you're actually learning, which is one of the nice things about Disney World in general. So it kind of scratches, kind of checks all the boxes, so I mean, something like that. I mean, my wife is a gardener. She's always wanted to do this, and pandemic in the last couple of years, we couldn't really get an opportunity to do it, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like, what, in October, have at it, have fun. So,
and a lot of these tours only return in the last like 6 to 12 months too, post COVID. So like you really are just getting an opportunity to try and do some of these again. So anyway. We'll come back to the tours. So then there's the other Enchanting extras, so one of which is one of the ones that Jessica and I did. So they have all the things for the fireworks. So they have dessert parties, they have cruises, they have dessert cruises. Like they also have I don't know if this is considered Enchanting extra or more so a dining reservation, but they have like the Fantasmic dining packages. I'm really hoping that they bring back the Fantasmic dessert parties that they had too. So I think it adds a little extra flair to, like, I don't know, something that everybody is doing, but then again, you get that reserved seating. You get some awesome desserts with it.
The dining packages. Listen, that might not be an Enchanting extra, but like we'll talk all day about the benefits of a Fantasmic dining package. For where it puts you, it's absolutely worth the cost of admission. So hey, again,
absolutely.
Pro tip of the day: do the dining packages. They're worth it.
Dining package,
yes,
for sure.
So then we got the extras. So we got Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique is considered an Enchanting extra. So is Savi's, Joy Depot, Harmony Barbershop. I took a trip there for his first haircut, and that was such a great experience. Again, not a huge cost. I think it was $20. I pay $18 here back home for his haircuts. So like $20, and you get Mickey ears. You get like all this memorable stuff. Like so yeah, that was so great.
I talk a lot about my infamous trips with my in-laws. One of my escape the in-laws things was getting my hair cut and my beard trim at Harmony Barbershop. So
that's awesome.
Nice. So pro pro tip here, if for whatever reason you don't get a reservation, just go there first thing when you get there. They have several day of reservations available throughout the day. So you have to get there early because they do book up. But that's probably really like the case for that's probably the case for all of these things. Is like there's very good chance that there are day of things available, but you need to go there like first thing.
It seems like a lot of things have been able to get in last minute this summer. I mean, I've had a lot of my families. It's been a weird summer. I mean, I've had a lot of my families say it's the deadest they've ever seen it this year. You know, it's probably a lot of things at play there, but hey, take advantage of it.
I will say, I don't know if you agree, Jessica. It was for June, the peak of summertime. It was not busy.
It wasn't bad at all. I went June 2 years ago, but that was before we had Genie Plus. June of 2021. I'm like, dates. It was extremely busy then, and it was nothing like that this time around. So it was also very hot.
Yeah.
Very, very hot.
We need to have an episode just on preparing for the heat in Florida.
Yes. Yeah.
I think one of our first episodes we attempted to do something like that, but I think we knew now that we've kind of hit our stride, we need to do a deeper dive on what you need to bring for all seasons, because I will tell you, in December, I live outside Buffalo, New York. It's cold, but Florida cold is a whole nother level of cold. It's oh God. I remember, not to go off on too much of a tangent, but we were at Wilderness Lodge and I literally raided every piece of clothing I can get, including a hat. So like it was bad. So going back to some of the cool tours, I mean, Animal Kingdom has so many, but one of the ones that I'm really interested in trying, especially in December with my niece turning 16, is Up Close with Rhinos. Again, it's probably not one where you can like reach out and touch it, but I know my niece, being the animal lover that she is, she would absolutely love that to pieces. So like, again, going back to kind of the piece with, you know, with Disney and their tours, is they're not just entertaining, they're educational, especially like some of the ones that they offer at Magic Kingdom. Like, do they still offer the Road to Marceline tour? Because
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think Keys to the Kingdom is their flagship one, which is one of them that I've done, where you get to go down the Utilidor and see a lot of the backstage areas of Disney. The one thing I will say about that one, and I warned some of my families, is that when you're down in that Utilidor, you see some things that you're not necessarily supposed to see. So you have to understand that this is a corridor where they're working and characters may not be in full costume. So but it's a really cool tour. You know, you get to see Walt's vision for why he built the Utilidor. You know, the whole long story short is he didn't want somebody from Futureland to be walking through, you know, the hub there to get to their break area. It kind of took away from the magic of that park. He wanted everybody in character at all times and in their right uniforms. So Utilidor was the way they did that, where they could just come right up in their correct land already in costume. Now, the rest of the parks don't have something like that. I don't think it was quite as important, you know, there. But that's the whole Utilidor backstory. And that's one of the things you get to do on the Keys of the Kingdom. So definitely worth it.
That's like my number one on my list. And we just haven't done it. They have an age requirement. And so I think you have to be
same.
12, I think.
No, I think it's 6. Is it 16?
It was older than I expected. Yeah.
Because my kids can't do it. So
so that's the only thing is then, and I am considering it for this next trip because we'll have the grandparents there. I'm like, maybe they could go take them for a little while.
And Jessica, I think that age restriction is strictly because they don't want the kids to see kids,
what they should
out of
see.
character. Yeah, because that could ruin a kid, you know.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
You know, my daughter was a cast member for a while, and my son is now. And I remember my daughter telling a story about she was in the break room at Hollywood Studios, and as she's walking into the room, Darth Vader in full gear opens the door for her, you know, and she says thank you, And he says thank you back in a real high pitched voice, in that, like, thank you or you're welcome.
Awesome.
with that Darth Vader costume on. So that's part of what can happen when you're in a utilidor or backstage like that. So
that's the best story you've ever told.
Yeah, that should be a short right there. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
That's classic.
Oh man. I think though what I've heard the Keys to the Kingdom is for like not diehard Disney's, but like maybe people who like the history of those things, who like knowing,
especially Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. So I feel like the OG, knowing all the details.
It was probably one of my favorite of the tours that I've done, and it's really not all that expensive. It's a little bit more than the behind the scenes. I think it's $99 or $109 now.
But that one's like 5 hours.
5 or 6.
Yeah. I want to say it was a little over 5 hours when we did it.
Yeah.
A big chunk of your day. Yeah. It's a big chunk of your day. So for the average park goer, that might not be something they want to invest 5 hours in. But for those of us like us fanatics here, and someone like me who spends all winter in Florida, it's a great way to do things that are different at Disney. That's what I'm always looking for, a challenge.
Yeah, and I think they specifically market that for people who have annual passes, who have seen it, done it, and like want to learn more. I mean, it's amazing. I've been probably 16, 17 times the last 5 years, and I still want to learn, more about the property, because you can literally, with everything that you do, if you really pay attention, you can see Walt Disney's vision for everything, which is like,
That's my challenge now. Find something new every time I go. I want to find something different and new every time I go. So,
yeah, even our upcoming trip in October, Trip is interested in some things, but like things I have done already. And I'm going back and forth. Is it better to do the things I know he'll love, but that I've experienced already? Or is it better to try some new things that he might like?
But Alyssa, you get to experience through his eyes now. I mean, you can do them all over again. Which is awesome.
Yeah, it'll probably be a mixture. I'll have like 1 or 2 things for me thrown in there, but most things are going to be for him.
Is he going on the cruise?
No, sadly no.
Oh, okay. No.
I didn't know what we were going to be doing, and I was like, I can't leave. Like, he's under 3, so he can't go to the kids clubs. And so, but we're actually I talked about taking him on the Treasure after he turns 3. So since it's opening, he'll be 3 in January. So anyway, okay. But that makes me think of, again, trying all new things. I don't know why, especially because this is my favorite all-time Disney movie, but I had never done Enchanting Tales with Belle. Brought me on it over to it. I don't know why I had never done it, but the entire time I'm like, Trip would love this. So I really want him to try and participate in that.
I've literally not done that, and I'm proud to say I haven't. And I took a I took a 9-year-old with me. And well, I mean, granted, I think it was closed, but still, I will hold on to the fact I have not done
No, it was fantastic. I truly don't know why I've never done
I'll tell you what, Alyssa. The offer still stands. Hollywood Horror Nights. I will go 5 times in a row in Enchanted Tales with Belle. That is an offer you cannot refuse.
Yes, I can.
Dang it!
Not a fair offer.
I don't know. 6'10" man. No.
So,
all right.
Can we jump back to the cruises, dessert cruises and dessert parties for a minute?
Yes.
Which ones have you guys all done? Because maybe between all 3 of them, we can kind of talk about the difference. I think it's important for people to understand that there's distinct differences in these dessert parties. Have you guys done the ones at Magic Kingdom before? I think that's the common one, right?
Yes. So back 10 years ago, it was just one dessert party. They didn't offer the pre-party, the post-party. So we just did the normal party, sat in the Tomorrowland Terrace restaurant, got to see the fireworks. This time around with Alyssa, we did the post-dessert party. So we went and had our reserved seating in the hub. and watch the fireworks. And then we went back over to Tomorrowland Terrace to watch, to eat our desserts and drink our drinks.
So this is a great segue, because number one question I always get from people, and I know the answer, but I want you guys to give it since you just did it. What is the difference now between the pre-party, the post-party? There's so many different dessert parties in Magic Kingdom. Tell everybody the difference, because there's a lot of people that book the wrong one and they get pissed at it. You know, they don't understand. So tell us the difference.
Go ahead, Jessica.
Okay. So the pre-party. So this is where you do your desserts before the fireworks. So you go check in, you go to the Tomorrowland Terrace, you eat your desserts, drink your drinks, and then prior to the fireworks, you go back over to the hub where you have reserved seating and get to watch the fireworks.
And the hub being like the grassy area, right?
The grassy area right in front of the Plaza restaurant there.
So for all you guys watching, you walk by that grassy area and that guy's saying, no, you can't come in. That's why.
Yes,
right.
They have it roped off. You have a wristband so that they know that you are with the party, and you get to slide on in and find your seats, which Alyssa and I will get more into that in a bit.
Yeah.
And then there's just the plain old sweets and treats, I think is what it's, or seats and treats or sweets, I can't remember, where you get to eat your desserts while you watch the fireworks there in the restaurants. And
the most popular one right there.
Yes, that is the most popular one. And then, like I said, Alyssa and I did the post party where we watched the fireworks first and then went and ate our desserts.
So you guys, when you guys were in there in the hub, you're actually in there watching it with a lot of the pre-people, because they ate before. You guys are eating after, but you're all together in that grassy hub doing it. So that's the big difference here. And then, Jessica, you mentioned something that's very important. The actual one that most people want is the one that's now called Sweets and Treats or whatever. But that is the one where you get to sit down, you know, in the Tomorrowland Terrace during the fireworks and eat your food at the same time. It's important, because there's a lot of people that just don't understand the difference anymore, that there's three parties, because like you said, there only used to be one.
My understanding is that for Seats and Treats, you are assigned a table.
Yes.
So no one can take over that area.
That is your area. If you get up to move to watch anything, that is yours. So you are assigned a table.
Yes, and so there's pros and cons to all three of them, which Alyssa and I have discussed.
So
to me, my favorite one is the post. The one you guys did is my favorite one, the post, because you get to be out with the people, you know, in a little bit less intense crowd, you know, that grassy knoll with only so amount of people. There's quite a lot of room in there. It's, you know, for the most part, real nice grass to sit on. You're not fighting, but and when you get to look forward to those Sweet and Treats when it's done, when everyone's trying to get out of there, you just go eat and chill out. John,
so
my question. Oh, go ahead, Alyssa.
No, I was just gonna add, that's why we chose the post party, because we could avoid the crowd that was trying to leave.
My favorite one by far.
Go ahead, John.
So my question would be, every time I leave the hub, there is a mass exodus that is a bear to get through. Would that be one of the complaints? Trying to get over, unless you're in the right side of the hub.
But you're fairly close. You do have to fight a little bit of the crowd that's coming through, but you're pretty much there. You just kind of got to weave your way through, and you're right.
And there's the left hub grass over near Casey's Corner, and then there's the right hub grass in front of the plaza. The right hub grass is where the dessert party people go to.
Okay.
I was just going to say that.
A case of Disney doing actually something, you know,
productive,
logistically correct.
The other one, John, in front of Casey's is generally for private parties or
like
VIPs, something that's, you know, not for us peons. So
although they did let me and my friends in when it was my bachelorette party.
Very cool.
That was very nice.
There you go.
Well, I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, because my memory is sometimes bad, but the grassy knoll areas, those didn't exist 15, 20 years ago when there was just one party. You know, those are relatively new, and I'm sure they were designed with the sole purpose of this pre and post party. So you know, it's a cool area. And you can hang out there in those grassy areas during the day, when they're not blocked off. They're open to the general public.
Man, come 6 o'clock when they're getting ready for fireworks, you best believe they're shuffling.
They're kicking you out.
So,
yeah, they're
in the most magical way possible. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So you actually kind of got into what Jessica and I really probably are. Correct me if you disagree. Our only complaint about the dessert party was that my number one reason for wanting to do a dessert party was so I didn't have to camp out an hour before the fireworks and miss out on other things. And I still felt like we had to camp out because that hub grass area was filling up fast with post party people. And then I thought an amazing spot. And then what did they do 10 minutes before the fireworks? They shove everybody to the front. And so it didn't matter that we had waited there an hour. So,
hey, but you got to be up front, not behind any tall people.
This is true.
Yeah, that's an equation. That's an equation I don't know that Disney's ever going to solve. What's the perfect scenario for these parties and stuff. And pro tip for these dessert parties, I'm sure you guys will agree. I always tell my traveling families that I'm helping, with their trip, eat light dinner. Try to eat light dinner. Maybe that day, make your sit down, your lunch, and do something lighter because, for the amount of price you pay for this dessert party, you definitely want to get your fill and make sure you're enjoying it. And I always tell my families that calories don't count at Disney. So just enjoy it, enjoy all the sweet treats, but you definitely want to get your money's worth. So don't go into that party right after dinner, which a lot of people do. They'll go sit down and they'll go to this party and they're like, it was a waste. I barely ate anything because I was full. Well, I told you not to do that, but
And I think we planned that well. We did a 5:30 dinner.
Yeah, at the latest. Yeah, because we were in conference all day, and so we knew we had a set amount of time, but we still wanted to make sure we had dinner. So we had an early dinner, and then went and did some rides, and then went back over to the dessert party. And with it being the post-dessert party, we had more time to digest our dinner before we got there.
Yeah, I want to say it was probably 10 o'clock or so that we actually were actually digging in.
I just know I was tired. So
no, I've never done the dessert cruise before, but my son got to do it during his program. And he was telling me all about it, showed me some videos, and that looks like a really cool way to do it too. You got your own little private, I think he was on a pontoon out there. With some treats, there's a lot of treats, a lot of the same treats that they have up there. They got out there with the boat, and they actually pump the sounds that are on Main Street, from the fireworks show. They pump those same sounds into the boat. And he said, Dad, it was my favorite way to see it. Yeah, you weren't in there with the crowd. You didn't get to see the buildings, which is new now with Happily Ever After. The buildings are now being lit up like they were with Enchantment. But he said it was just a really cool, non-stressful way to watch it. And then at the end, he just took the boat back to the dock and they had no crowds to fight. So just
and I've heard the one that does Epcot is better than the one at Magic Kingdom because you can actually see more of the fireworks because it's hanging out under the bridge over there by International Gateway. So you can get a better line of sight for the fireworks. I think both would be awesome, but
I just learned a couple months ago that same waterway you were just talking about, Jessica, at Epcot. I didn't know you could go out there and fish during the day when everyone's in the parks. Did you guys know that?
I've seen it. I've seen it. But
I know my brother-in-law has done it, but not there. He's done fishing, but not.
Yeah, you can either go in Bay Lake by Magic Kingdom, or you can go right in. Right in Epcot, the water, and it's not like it's in the morning or at night. It's right when the park is wide open. They're out there fishing. Yeah. So that's something I want to do. I think that'd be pretty cool to do. Another, I guess, enchanting extra that I didn't know about.
Yeah. So, which you mentioned that, and that's one underrated or not talked about enough are the ones that you can do through the resorts, because oftentimes you don't get those fishing boats through the parks. It's through different
resorts. It's through the resort. Yeah, this is you pick this boat up. I think at the Beach and Yacht Club is one of those boats or boardwalk right there. Because I was reading that we were staying at Boardwalk, walked around over there, and I was reading. I'm like, man, you can go fishing right on Epcot. So I want to do that one day. I think that'd be cool.
I've done the boat rentals where you can't go like into the lake at Epcot, but you could go pretty much right up to the gateway. Mm-hmm. So, which is really, really cool. So, and there again, another thing that's not super expensive. It really isn't. Mm-hmm. So now the dessert cruises and stuff, I want to say that's like for a max of 10 people, like 400, 500.
Yeah. 450.
Yeah. So, but
you break it down. Yeah, you break it down. It's like $40 a person, which isn't terrible.
That's cheaper than the dessert party we did in Magic Kingdom. So
that's what my son Taylor did. It was a family of his roommate that invited him along, and there was like I think there was 9 or 10 of them, and he got to be that 10th, and he said it was really cool. So.
Mm-hmm. So my proposal, John, no Halloween Horror Nights. Let's go do a fireworks dessert cruise.
Okay. I'll make a deal with you. You know what? To celebrate milestones, we do stupid things at Magic Kingdom or at Disney World proper. So we'll to celebrate as many subscribers as we have. I'll do I think last time I did 12 shots of Beverly or something like that.
Crazy.
So I will go through Enchanted Tales with Belle 6 times, but then we'll do the dessert cruise. How's that deal? She won't do Hollywood Horror Nights, despite me throwing everything at you, including dinner on the Wish.
Okay, did you wait? Total pause and transition from Disney for a second. I told you my biggest nightmare is if there was a Stranger Things house and they announced a Stranger Things house. I cannot. There's 0% chance that I will not make it through that without wetting and pooping my pants. I just can't do it. So I watched the trailer for that haunted house and I got anxiety.
Yeah.
And nothing even happened. It was just the music and the clock and oh my God. Okay.
The clock, I will tell you, the thing that I love about Stranger Things is just the music and the clock, because it's
but you know what it evokes and you know what's about to happen when it's
and it's amazing. That is some of the best sci-fi out there, man. How could you
It is fantastic, but if I'm living it in a haunted house, there's no way.
I need to watch it. My family's trying to get me to watch it.
You have not watched it?
No, I have not. They're all into it. I'm more of a Entourage, Ted Lasso type of guy.
Okay,
Jeff. Yes, I don't watch those kind of things, but I love Stranger Things.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do that.
Agreed.
Well, I should watch it. It's all about the 80s, right? It's in the 80s.
Yes, it's your genre, man. You love this stuff.
That's your homework, Jeff. You're gonna be hooked. You're gonna get in that first and season 4. I want to say was probably.
How many seasons are there?
4, but with one final season coming out.
All right.
I thought last season was yes, and
how do you
the Duffer Brothers are brilliant.
How do I go How do I go from just finishing Ted Lasso, one of the most inspirational shows I've ever watched, to watching Stranger Things? That's a heck of a transition.
Just do it, man.
Do it.
We're going into spooky season, so I think it's a perfect time. Perfect time.
Yes.
Jessica just gave me my perfect segue. We're going into Halloween season. So, all right. I will watch it.
Wow, Jeff. I thought I knew you, bro.
Have not.
You just threw me a curveball.
I know. What? My wife and daughter who love it have been begging me to watch it, especially since I used to run a haunted house.
Right.
That's what I used to do. I used to run a nonprofit haunted house, so I got to get into that.
And then Jeff, you're gonna text me and be like, "Oh, I see why you don't want to go to the haunted house."
I wish. You know what? I wish it would be total copyright infringement to just do a watch along with Jeff. The first 5 episodes. I think
is the first episode gonna hook me in?
Oh,
trying to remember.
We're gonna take a couple.
I mean, that was years ago.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, okay. At least give the first 3 or 4 episodes a try. Yeah. I think 2, I was hooked. Yeah, probably. 2, I was hooked because then you kind of get but man, wow.
All right.
It's one of those shows that doesn't jump the shark. Kind of like this show does.
Episode 1 and 2. I'm not going to spoil anything, but yes, once things start going down in the pool, You guys know what I'm talking about with the
yes,
poor.
yes.
I'm not gonna say her name, but yes. Then I was hooked. Yes. So that was only like episode 2.
All right.
Yes. So
I like shows that hook you. I like shows that hook you in right away. You know.
Yeah.
Ted Lasso done that. Cobra Kai done that for me. You know, Entourage on HBO done that. So hopefully this does the same thing.
Oh.
All right.
I'll check it out. All right. I'm gonna take you guys' word for it.
But anyway, Alyssa, I am down for the dessert cruise.
Yeah.
We'll do it as like celebration of like putting up with me for as long as you have with this podcast. Anyway.
Okay. All right. Anyway. Okay. Going back, we were talking before I went on a tangent because
I'm usually the one that does tangents.
I know.
Wow.
But
you and Jeff both tonight have like thrown me for a loop.
Hey, there's a connection. We were talking about the Stranger Things haunted house on a Disney trip. So there's a connection there.
True. Okay.
It's better than my in-laws tangents.
Well, we were talking about because John wants to get to Halloween Horror Nights, and we're talking about the cruises. Okay.
We're talking about the resorts. The resorts.
Yes, the resorts.
You got a bunch of things right here from the resorts.
Yes, I have a long list, and this is a short list compared to I think everything that they do offer. So these are the types of things that sometimes you need reservations for, like cabanas at the pool. You can do an all-day cabana. I really want to do that at Grand Floridian. That's on my bucket list. Sangria University. I think I might be doing this. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this yet. I might be staying club level at Grand Casino Tower for one night after the cruise. Right. And
I'm guessing that's got something to do with wine.
Sangria, but yes. Like which is wine. So I mean, yeah. So, but you make your own sangria, and I've heard amazing things about this class. So, and that's at Coronado Springs. The horse-drawn carriages are at several of the resorts, but I think the best known ones though are at Port Orleans.
Yep. That's right. That's where I've done that. Is at Port Orleans. The Starlight Safari at Animal Kingdom Lodge, which I guess missed opportunity, Jessica. I didn't even think about doing that.
I looked; it was sold out by the time I figured out. I tried to book it for us, but it was sold out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would have been cool. That actually would have been. So, and then the Wilderness Back Trail Adventure. They have different ones. They have the horseback riding, the Segway tour. Like they have all these different things over at
Fort Wilderness.
Thank you. Okay, I don't know why I was blanking on the name.
Yeah.
So and so like all these different things that, and again, that's a short list of everything that's offered at all of the resorts. So like you said, Jeff, you were kind of walking by at the boardwalk and you saw, I can go fishing. I could rent a boat. Like I think a lot of the resorts have things like that too.
They do. And it's, again, this is for, people are watching. This is for the person that's looking for more than just the 4 park days, and your 2 water park days. These are for I'm not saying everybody can go to these, right? But chances are, if you're going to Disney once or twice in your lifetime or, once every year, you're probably going to do the traditional things. These are for the people who go a lot and are really looking for a new experience all the time. And to me, they're some of Disney's best kept secrets, these Enchanting extras.
Well, and especially the resort ones, like on those families that take a midweek rest day and are looking for something a little bit extra to do. Like that's a great time to slide one of those in.
Like I cannot wait to go to Fort Wilderness with my nieces and take them to the horse.
Oh, amazing!
Horse area. They love horses, and like it will be a treat to try
to do the hoopty-doo review with them too. I mean that's
the goal. We're struggling with how much dining we're gonna do, but I definitely think we're gonna do hoopty because I love hoopty-doo review. Like that's
but you bring up a good point, Jeff. Like, okay, go do hoop-de-doo review, but make plans before your reservation to go to the stalls and stuff. Go see the horses. So, like, I think there's just so much, and you don't even have to be staying there. Again, you could just have that reservation, go over there. So
absolutely.
You can be purposeful and still have fun.
And you mentioned on your list, Alyssa, people golf there. There's 3 or 4 golf courses on property, but there's also a couple miniature golf courses that a lot of families don't even realize come sometimes with your package that you book. You get some mini golf. My families don't realize that those little extras come with the packages you're booking. I mean, they got some great miniature golf courses too. So lots of great things to do with family.
And I think like what am I trying to say? I feel like the best Disney trips I've taken, and ours coming up that I'm most looking forward to is having these rest days again, just to go experience these other things. So I could spend an entire week in the park, but
are they truly rest days?
No,
sure.
Rest days.
But I think true. But I am a park open to park closed kind of person. So to be able to sleep in and then go do one of these things is kind of a rest day for me.
Yeah. No, true.
Yeah. Not walking 25,000 steps in one day.
Because I think we all know there's no tired like Disney tired.
Yeah.
No.
Hot cement and 90 plus degrees.
Yeah. I did want to give one shout out. So I did one other after our age education program was done. I did one other Enchanting extra. I did a capture your moment session at Epcot with my friends, and this is probably one of my favorite things I've ever done at Disney. Like I would give it A+, 5 stars, 10 out of 10. Like we had booked it at 11 and it was so hot out. We were already sweating and we walked up to them at like 10:15 and said, is there any way you can squeeze us in early? And they said, yeah, sure. And like, they got us in, and which was so good because it was right before the really bad heat came. But the cast members that were doing the photos for us, I literally felt like we were like royalty treatment, like them just walking us around and taking photos. And it was $99. I don't know that I got the Disney Visa discount, but I had said this in my review. I've spent $300-400 on a similar length photo session for weddings and engagements and baby sessions and all that. And this was $99 and I got just as many photos and they were of excellent quality.
How much time did you get, Alyssa, for your photo session?
It's supposed to be 20 minutes, but we got 30. So awesome. Yeah. And that doesn't include like the pre-meeting with them talking about your ideas. They came up with this little board because we had been friends for 15 years next month. And so like they made a little celebrating 15 years of friendship board and stuff like that. It didn't even include that time. It was like 30 minutes of actual picture taking is what we got.
This is again something that I wanted to do with my niece who turned 16 in December, which is the whole big reason why we're doing this. So like we're planning on doing this for Magic Kingdom. She's already got her dress picked out. It'll be spectacular. So
it was amazing, and I'm gonna recommend it to everybody now.
And we say this every time. Like the great thing about like Disney and like some of the things you get to experience are the cast members. So like that's honestly like some of the things that we've done, some of the best character interactions I've had is just in like some of the cast member interactions I've had. I've maybe had one bad cast member experience in my entire like time going to Disney. So like, hey, speaking of which, one last final shout out. If you're interested in booking a trip with us at Moments of Magic Travel, go to momentsofmagictravel.com for all that information. I put the overlay, but it would cut off everyone's heads. So like it's all good. So anything else we want to touch on? Like
my only thing was going to be, what's the number one Enchanting extra we would recommend to everybody? And what's the one that we ourselves are really hoping to still do that we haven't done yet?
Ooh, that's a good one. So
I will go first.
No, go ahead, John.
Go ahead, John.
No.
Okay. So when Galaxy's Edge first opened up, and my wife almost documented a tear coming to my eye when I saw the Millennium Falcon, probably the highlight, and I was probably 44, was building a lightsaber at Savi's. It was nerd dream, like childhood dream, like it was amazing. I would do it all over again. I probably will do it when my wife's not looking, but that's okay. I need more than one lightsaber. That's what everyone says. So, Jeff, go ahead.
Well, I talked about the one that I would recommend highly, and one of my favorites was Keys to the Kingdom. Just a really cool vibe, and you feel like you're getting a lot for your money. With it being close to 4 to 5 hours. One that I haven't done that I would love to do at some point. I would love to do the dive at living in the Seas building, do the scuba diving down there with the dolphins and everything and the sharks and all that. I would love to do that. but I have to first get myself scuba certified to do that. So that's an important point. If you're thinking of doing that, you just can't go there and do it. You got to be scuba certified. A lot of local pools in your own city and town will do that for you. So get it done, and then you can go diving with the sea creatures and have a blast doing that. So those are my two.
I want to get scuba certified just to do that.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
That look great. Then I can be the one looking at the people eating versus me looking at them.
True. So I had mentioned I think I will probably say capture your moment. For anyone who's like, what do you think about this? Yes, that's just going to be my answer. Just go ahead and do it. The one that I want to do still, I know you've done it, Jeff, is the Wild Africa Trek. I'm very adventurous. I'm all for all the craziness going over the ropes, bridges and stuff over animals. And I would do it in a heartbeat. My husband probably will not. So I need to find someone who will do it with me.
Well, you couldn't get me to do it.
Yeah, I couldn't get Jeff to do it.
I would do it with you.
Close.
Yeah, I would do it with you, but and again, pro tip, there are requirements, both height and weight, for this, and I would not be able to do it. Womp womp. But
dang it. But one day I will do it.
One day.
Maybe when my kid is old enough, big enough.
That would be like an awesome. I don't know what the age requirements are, but like give them like a 10-year.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Some point
Jess, what about you?
I would say I really enjoyed the Caring for Giants or behind the scenes. Anything that can kind of break up your day, so you're not just walking around the parks and riding rides. So I really liked both of those. The one that I really want to do though is the Keys to the Kingdom. So I need to pawn off my children on someone or wait till they get old enough and do that one. So Alyssa, maybe we need to do a girls trip.
I'm always down. Count me in.
And I think as a podcast, we need to coordinate and do a trip together. I think that'd be fun. So yes,
I'd be all down.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So all right. Well, yeah, Jess, how can people get in touch with you? Of course, if they want to book a trip with you.
Oh, if they want to book a trip with me, they can find me on social media, of course. Jessica Solomon, Moments of Magic Travel Agent. I'm also on Instagram. And then my email, jsolomon, SOLOMON at momentsofmagictravel.com.
There we go. So again, Jeff, Alyssa, any final thoughts before we put this one in the bag?
No, go ahead, Alyssa.
I was going to say, I just got back and did some Enchanting extras, and now I want to go back again.
Yep, already planning those next trips.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to try to coordinate the dessert cruise. We'll have to get on that. So.
Something.
You just got back, and I'm heading down to pick up my son already. His program's ending. So.
Already?
Crazy, right?
Man.
So fast.
Yeah, did he just get there?
December, so it's crazy. But I'm going down next Thursday to pick him up and help clean out his Disney dorm, and he comes home. He's looking forward to it. He said it's been fun, but it's time to come home and unwind a little bit before he goes back to school in the fall. So, so I leave in a few weeks. So I'll be down there if you guys need anything or anything shot or whatever.
Yes. Which we have some exciting things coming down the pike. So stay tuned for that. And hopefully you checked out Alyssa's videos that she posted. Anyway. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us. For Jeff, for Jessica, for Alyssa, I'm John. We'll see you next time. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.